the final of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Final voor juniors. De ontknoping voor de junioren met de 6 beste teams in de strijd. Seconde Mechelen, dat was de toegestane tijd in de ronde 1. There are 6 best teams from the first and second qualifying competition rather are coming forward, and they're all starting from scratch. US, the Netherlands, Czech Republic, Ireland, Belgium, and Sweden.
Searching for this feeling. No fighting. We got the refugees. No energy is surging through your body. I'm the feeling. Shakira, Shakira. I never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Because Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie. I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, attention. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
I can see your body moving, and it's driving me crazy.
Welcome along, everybody. Delighted that you are still with us or just joining us for this, the grand finale, the culmination of what is being 4 days of jumping for our junior riders. The FEI Jumping Nations Cup youth final, live with you on FEI TV here from Ezelhof in Lier in Belgium. We've enjoyed 3 world-class youth finals already today with the children, the ponies and the young riders. Belgium taking the young riders, the ponies going to Great Britain and the children going this morning to the Netherlands. Well, we're now going to set things up and get set for this one. The juniors. Going to be fascinating to see which of these 6 teams is able to come out on top. Last year's winners, the Netherlands. In fact, the Dutch have won this the last 2 years in a row. USA, former winners, as are Belgium and Great Britain, Germany. But this year it's between the USA, the Netherlands, the Czech Republic, Ireland, Belgium and Sweden. To get us underway, it will be the team for the United States of America, the USA, to begin things off then with this combination of Kokalina and Clara Prop. They jump for a single time penalty in the second qualifier, having jumped for 4 in the opening qualifier. individual gold and team silver at the Junior North American Championships this year with this horse, certainly putting the strength at the front of the line. Get a little bit of an angle to set that line up. Well, what a way to start. Well in on the clock, time allowed was 76, 71.85, and clear all the way for Clara Prop there for the USA, putting down a clear for the American team to start things off. So certainly the perfect start. Begin to put a little bit of pressure on those still to come, and there's plenty of those. Demon Voss is next. This is for the Netherlands. Edwin Hugenrath's team of 4 lined up, and as I mentioned, last year's or the last 2-year winners, so they're looking for a hat-trick of titles in the junior category. This combination of Dimon Voss and Cadillac this year took the individual silver medal at the Junior European Championships. He's twice taken team silvers at junior level and was a team gold medalist at children's level at Europeans in the past as well. Well, unfortunately, that's gone. Dutch have had a reasonably strong season. They've been on the podium on 4 occasions this year, but never higher than third. They ended up third in the overall league standings. Well, they finish again safe on the clock. Time doesn't look to be putting too much pressure on, but 4 is the jumping score for the first of the Dutch team. So that was Demon Voss. Of course, that strengthening up the clear already of Clara Prop and Kokolina for the USA. The next to go is the Czech Republic. They took the win on home soil this year. With that win in Zidovic, they also finished second in Italy and Arizio. So now it's their first rider. This is Laura Naminova. Rode at her first ever Junior Europeans this year, having previously competed at children's level back in 2019. She rode on that winning Nations Cup team in Zidovic back in April. I did think that fence might start to cause a few problems. That roll back turn, it really tests the balance coming back away from home, and sadly it's not recovered in time for the combination, so that's suddenly 3 in a row. Turning back into this final line. I'm sure she'll be okay with the clock, but the 16 penalties for the first to go of the Czech Republic's team there. That was Laura Němňová and Kokolina for Susanna Zelikova's team. Yeah, chef to keep for the Czech Republic. So 3 gone, 3 more to go in this opening rotation of riders, the first rider from each of the teams. Next up, it is Ireland. Ireland, who have been working their way up the podium at the final. They were 3rd in 2022, they were 2nd last year. I'm sure the team that topped the league table this season, of course over the 9 rounds of jumping this summer, would like to top it here at the final today. They won in Hagen, they were 2nd in Zurich and in Centaur. It's then the first of their riders, Gary Dooley. Gary, who's riding CSF Olympic Jewel. Rode at the Europeans this year, the Irish just falling shy of the medal when they finished in 4th place. Gary, who came in as the first rider for Ireland on both occasions so far in the qualifiers, has jumped to clear and 4. Trying to be careful now, keep it to just that score of 4. The martingale looks like it's broken. The belly strap down to the girth was flapping away, which certainly won't have made life any easier. But it is a score of 4, so we have 2 teams that had their opening rider go around for 4. And of course, just the one team that's managed to deliver a clear, and that was the USA. But next to go, it'll be the home team. This is Belgium. Belgium, of course, have just won the Young Riders title just a short while back. Now, the first of their junior riders is Paris van der Lier, riding Sergio van de Gutemolen Z. This is a combination that jumped at the Europeans this summer, finished in the top 20 as individuals. They were also, well, Paris has jumped twice at Europeans in the children's in 2018 and 19. She in fact was part of the Team Bronze back in 2018. Well, this is a great round at the moment for Paris. She might get as close as anybody to the time allowed, because that 76 seconds is going to be tight. She's just in and she's clear. So well done to Paris van der Lier and Sidou van de Gutemolen Z. We have a clear for Belgium to match up with the clear for the USA, as it's off and running for the home team under the direction of Philip Lucis. So great start for Paris. She continues that tremendous run she's been having, which is basically not touching a pole for 3 days of jumping. Now we turn to Sweden, another team, of course, that have been flying high over the qualifiers. And the first rider, another that has been clear in both of those. It is Carl Hugo Westergren, last of the opening rotation of riders, riding here with Garda de Grez, his junior championship ride this year. Second time in the Europeans, competing in the children's 2 years ago. Nice smart round of jumping so far. He's kept up a nice rhythm to this. If he jumps the last, there's no reason this will not be a clear. He's been really confident. Well done. So Sweden and Carl Hugo Westergren also clear. Already you're starting to get that jump off feeling coming a little bit later on, aren't you? So we've seen the opening rider from each of the teams. The USA, Belgium and Sweden have all seen their opening rider go clear. The Dutch and Irish have seen a 4 and the Czech Republic 16. But we move on. They're all discards as are needed when we begin. Next up, we return to where we started, and of course that means back to the second team rider for the United States of America. This is Avery Griffin and Bodega Sameli for Avery. So, she's jumped clear both days so far. Has also been successful at the juniors, 4th this year at the North American Championships. Previous medalist as well a couple of years ago. So on the 4 at the moment. That becomes 8. The USA, with the advantage of the opening rider going clear, means they can discard this for the moment at least, and remain on a 0 potential score, as you can see up on the board there. So 8 it is for the second of the USA riders, Avery Griffin. So that's the USA's second rider. From the USA back here to Europe, and the orange coat will point quite quickly to the fact it's the turn of the Netherlands, with Evie Verfrink riding Hot Lips. Of course, the first rider for the Netherlands jumped round 4-4. Great opportunity for these two to be able to compete here. Jumped on the Nations Cup team in Linz that finished on the podium. Also on the podium in Hagen this year as well. So the Dutch kept finishing 3rd all season. Maybe who jumped yesterday or in the second qualifier for a total of 5. She came in for that second round to replace Yoni. The Netherlands are going to stay in this, aren't they? Very much so. They get their clear. Well done, Evie. Handling the pressure of knowing what was at stake and delivering with hot lips there. Evie Ladfrink for the Netherlands. Great news for them. Matching up with the USA on a potential 0. And the Czech Republic do it as well. Because next up is Albert Pisarik and Baltic Love for this team that, of course, went so well on the opening day. They were top of the board that day. Albert, who's jumped both days, he's jumped clear on 4 over rounds 1 and 2. This is Baltic Love. Albert Pisarik, then the second out. Of course, that's 16 they're holding as a early discard. Jumped at 3 Europeans. It was his first time at junior level this year. He's got quite a few strong rides in his stable. He rode Golden Star at the Europeans today, as I mentioned, is Baltic Love. How important it is now with these clears starting to appear, and at the moment Albert is ticking box after box, jumping fence after fence here with Baltic Love. Ooh, did he just land a bit short of the water? I think he's okay, but he isn't at the last. The last has gone. Well, for the score, and it counts, sadly. So for the Czech Republic's Albert Pisarik there, and Baltic Love picking up that one. Such a shame that last fence goes down. Well, that for the moment is only 1 fence off a potential lead anyway, so they've just got to keep that 16 away. 3 on 3 to go in this second rotation of riders. Another team that could certainly do with a 0 score right about now will be Ireland, because their first rider picked up 4. If they'd like to try and keep pace with those around them and not wanting to drop back at all, they're going to need Robert Russell to go clear here for the Irish. Robert is riding Ballyrobin Nimador. I love that name, Nimador. Previously ridden at Children's European Championships in 2022. Did go to Compiègne this year, but he's already picked up 4 now. It's going to say not a huge amount of international outings this year. I think it was just that trip to France. Did jump at the youth finals a couple of years back when he was in Children's. Missed out on jumping on the first day, got brought in on day 2 and just jumped for a single time penalty. He does get over the last, and he does get it on the clock, so it is a score of 4, which of course puts them level with the Czech Republic after 2 riders so far, but it does mean that they are only holding a 4 penalty discard. Of course, Belgium and Sweden yet to go with this second rider, but with clears from both of their first, a bit like the USA, they know that after 2 they'll still have the chance to finish on 0. But if one or both of these teams can get another clear, then you could start to see the advantage maybe moving more and more their way. So let's see what happens. But Ireland on a 4, so the Czech Republic has a best outcome today.
Au départ pour l'équipe de la Belgique, de tweede voor Team België, second Belgium.
So Belgium, Jeff Peters riding with Alina van der Rijstenhof next up. Trying to follow Paris's round with a clear round for this team once more. He's done it twice already over the last couple of qualifying rounds. Now looking to make it a hat trick. Unfortunately, the final part of the combi going down. They've only had the chance to jump on a team once this year. That was in France back in April. Well, for the moment, Belgium know they're safe to still be able to finish on a 0. They could have done without that, though, because now they have an 8 penalty discard rather than a 4. As I say, for the minute after 2, they know with 2 more clears they could still be on 0 come the end of this. But they've yet managed to jump 2 clears, but the Swedish team have their chance to do that now with Lynn Arvidsson and Glenn Morangi as the next to head around this track. She's ridden this horse at the last 3 Europeans in children's and then twice at junior level. Combination do know each other very, very well. They certainly had the form here as well of those clear rounds. She's been quite comfortable jumping at number 2 in the team over these last few days. Well, could it be for Sweden? They've had the best overall performance over the opening 2 qualifying days. It's given them this opportunity to go last in each round now here. So what a way to start. Lynn Arvidsson goes clear. The experience of those 2 jumping together with Glenn Morangi giving Sweden the only team after 2 riders to have 2 riders going clear. Still, though, 4 of these teams could yet finish on a 0 score. 2 of them could finish on a best outcome of 4. So, Sweden definitely have the advantage as they have no discard at the moment. So we go back to where we started, back to the United States of America. And, of course, this is now their 3rd rider. The USA are one of those 4 teams that still have it all in their own hands. If they can deliver 2 clears, they'd be guaranteed a chance at a jump off. Maybe to win it outright, depending what the others do. But now we go into this 3rd rotation of riders. Just going to see the pressure begin to mount. This is Helium, part of that silver medal winning team in the juniors in Traverse City back at the end of July, beginning of August. Already ridden at 3 championship events in the States. Was saved on the first day, came into the team on the second qualifier, jumped clear in that. Careful riding, well done through the double. Jump this, keep it in your own hands, and the USA are keeping control of their own destiny with that superb clear from Alexa. So they stay on track for a 0 score with just Elsie Stevens to go. Well done to the United States, who started with that clear from Clara Prop. They can keep the 8 penalties off the scoreboard as it stands. So tremendous news for them, with one more rider still to go. We move though now to the third rider for the Dutch team, the defending champions, looking for that hat-trick of wins. It's going to be Yves Willems riding Highway, and the Dutch, similar position to a point. They though only have a discard of 4, but obviously they need a clear here to still be able to try and reach for a 0 score if possible. This combination part of the European Championship team in Pilbergen this year. They've jumped clear on both days on the run-in the qualifiers. Getting quite a long run back round from this fence to the next. Then you get into this line. Well, that did go. I wasn't sure because the camera had moved on. And that was a definite foot in the water. The arm went up. And sadly, that is an 8 penalty score for the Netherlands. So they now do move on to a score of 4, holding the 8 as a discard. And suddenly, right at the end there, it all changed for the Dutch. So, level with the Czech Republic and Ireland, depending on what happens with their next riders. But one of the 4 that started this third rotation of riders already gone from being able to finish on a 0. So bad luck to Yves Willems, still Nick Nanning to come. But it is to the Czech Republic that our next team, of course, hail from. Katarina Perkova riding Ella. The team holding a 16 penalty discard, sitting on a best outcome of 4 as it starts with this round. Jumped on the junior European team for the last couple of seasons. Also jumped 2 clears so far here in the qualifiers. Well, they finish just as they would have needed. They keep themselves on target for a score of 4. And the Czech Republic getting a clear round, keeping things very, very tight in this junior final. There's no question about that.
And they'll score a 0 score on the board. So for now, just on the 4, the Czech Republic.
So there we have the 16 remaining as the discard. It is still then a score of 4. Now we're going to look towards Ireland, who are also on a best outcome of 4, but of course their discard is only a 4. But with the way these scores are starting to go, the Irish will know they also really now need to deliver a clear round if it's possible here with Jenny Dunlop. Jenny and Gideon B. Clear on the opening day and just picked up a single time penalty on the second day. With the 4, Ireland of course now on 8. Big leap over the water there. She can keep it to 4. Ireland have done. Yes, they may. Oh, time penalty. Time hasn't really been relevant so far, but it's still there. 76 and 1 penalty on top of the 4 for 5. I was about to say it does mean they can't finish on a score worse than 12, but that puts them off kilter, and it'll mean they can't finish on a score worse than 13, of course. But they do stay as it stands on 8. They are just 2 fences away from the likes of the USA and potentially Belgium and Sweden as well. Well, Belgium, like the USA, had a clear and 1 on 8 as the third rider comes in. The USA have already delivered another clear, but can Belgium do the same with Lewis Lambrecht? And hopes are high, the third for their third rider. Been a strong couple of days with clear rounds in the qualifiers. Belgium know what's needed, and Lewis Lambrecht he's picked up 4 at the water. I'm sure that's where they are. Went up. It was it was the fence coming out of the double with the camera moved past. Well, that means that Belgium now just making life a little harder for themselves. They now can only at best finish on a score of 4. But what can Sweden do here? Because, well, if and only if Matilda Hansen can go clear, Sweden won't have won it at this very moment, but they could have done by the time the next rider goes for the USA, because it is only 2 teams left on a potential outcome of 0. But Sweden, of course, with 2 clears already. If Matilda here can, with Dini De Leo, go clear, they know they've managed to lock that in and it's done. Matilda, who rode at the Pony Europeans this year, part of the team that finished 4th. She was 4th individually with Helga, who she was part of the silver medal winning team on the previous year. She's ridden at children's level at Europeans as well. Huge experience for a young jockey, but that experience is going to be called upon here. Matilda Hansen, the number 3 in the line for Sweden, knowing that a clear round won't push them over the line, but it'll push them right on it. But it's not the case. They will need their last rider. We're going to go all the way down to the wire. Sweden will still, whatever the score is here, be in a position that if their last rider comes in, that they'll, well, depending what happens with the USA again, it'll either put them in a jump off with the USA if their last rider went clear, and or could still be in their own hands to win it. Well, it is 8, but it is held as a discard. So they still can finish on 0. There is 1 rider to left to go for each of the 6 teams. The best potential scores for these teams, it's an 8 for Ireland, 3 on 4, which is the Netherlands, the Czech Republic and Belgium, and 2 could yet finish on 0. They are the USA and Sweden, both the USA and Sweden holding the same discard of 8. I mean, I still maintain this is going to end up in a jump-off, but if the USA can deliver a clear with their final rider, it is in their own hands at the moment, it will guarantee one of 2 outcomes. If this combination are clear, they'll either be joined by Sweden in a jump-off for the win, if Liam Nilsson, their last rider, can go clear, or it'll win it if that rider picks up a fault for Sweden. But to do all that, to be in that position, Elsie Stevens, Omega, H and BD need a clear round. There are other permutations once they go back onto a 4 penalty score that could yet see them in a jump off with others. But let's wait and find out. The clear keeps it very much in their own hands. She did it on the opening day. Did pick up 4 yesterday. I'm pleased to get the combination out of the way. I can imagine there is a lot of fingers and toes crossed all over the States at the moment. She's gone long for the water, but she's got it now. She's got to be careful to the plank, very careful to the plank, and she's jumped it clear. The USA have certainly made the trip worthwhile. A brilliant round, knowing exactly what was needed, and the 2 of them together have handled the pressure and delivered a clear. Elsie Stevens, Omega, H and BD have left it in their own hands, because now it'll be a case of over to you, Sweden. When we get to the last to go, the pressure is on, because Sweden cannot even afford a time penalty, because if they pick up any faults, it'll be the USA that have won it in 1 round. If Sweden deliver the clear, well, the tension will mount once more, because we'll have a jump off. In the meantime, all these other teams have got to now decide the lower placings. And now what also becomes relevant is where, for instance, we have 3 teams that could all yet finish on 4, because it's not for the win. the time will become relevant. So the Dutch, the Czech Republic and Belgium all trying to get home on a score of 4. Ireland, when we get to them, try to finish on an 8. So far so good. Nick Nanning here, Horse Gym's Klasina. Up and over. Anchoring in the team. He did it on day 1. He did it on day 2, but sadly the last has gone down on day 3. Oh, Nick Nanning pushes the score out to an 8 for the Dutch, with that 4 having to count. So it is an 8 penalty score for the Netherlands. Their time is confirmed as well at 218.42. How that figures in with the others, we will see, because now it's the Czech Republic who are going to go next. Their score, and they have a much bigger discard, but it's, you know, it's all relevant. Realistically, again, the Czech Republic need to jump a clear round. If they can do that, they finish on 4, and then it's over to Belgium for what could well be the final place on the podium. So here we go. Final rider in for the Czech Republic. Vanessa, Ingrid, Penthea and Vision of Picabello Z. On the 4 already. These 2 have been brought into the team for today, having been kept fresh through the qualifiers. Oh, they've kept it to the 4, no more. So also the Czech Republic now move on to a score of 8. So as you can see, that's going to, for the minute, put them ahead of, well, it won't not for the minute, it'll permanently put them ahead of the Netherlands, because the others are only counting with, like, Belgium have. Not, and Ireland haven't quite counted all the scores. In fact, the Irish, of course, who go next, are on a best potential outcome of 9 because of that time penalty. It means that they cannot now get ahead of the Netherlands or the Czech Republic. Sadly for them. But the Czech Republic are, for the moment, ahead of the Netherlands, so depending on what happens with Belgium, they could be heading to the podium, which would be a tremendous news story for that team. A couple of years ago, they finished on the podium, the Czech Republic. fact, it was behind the USA 2 years ago in the Challenge Cup, the plate, so to speak. Well, this is now the turn of Cohen Williams as the last to go for Ireland. It's a shame for the Irish after what has been a very strong season in juniors, of course, with that table-topping performance over the 9 Nations Cup rounds. Looking to bring Ireland home with a strong finish and making sure they have one clear. And that they do. So the 8 of Robert Russell's remains as the discard for the Irish. It pushes them on to the 9. And there we have it. They get the clear. They finish on 9, only 1 fault behind, but it is behind, which is a shame for Ireland. Now, 2 massive rounds that will decide the podium, perhaps decide the win. We know the USA are still in the box seat, but this now is Belgium. This is for potentially 3rd, maybe 2nd, who knows, we will see, but it is certainly to prove yourself best of the rest. Belgium need a clear if they are to stay ahead by a fence of the Netherlands and the Czech Republic. If they have a fence down, then of course we've got to be looking towards the clock. This is Jules Dunit, the last out for Belgium, with Hector. He could afford a few time penalties. In fact, he's had time both days. He picked up 3 on the first day, 1 on the second day, along with a fence down, and a fence has gone down. So now Belgium have an 8 penalty discard, so they cannot afford another one to go because it would count. And now they need to keep it to the 4, and then the time has got to prove faster than that 218.15 of the Czech Republic to be the best of those teams on 8. Battling for the podium here. Keeps the fence up at the end. It is just the 4, but it'll go into 5th because it's not quite fast enough in terms of times. So bad luck to Jules Dunit and to Hector for Belgium, which means that it is going to be the Czech Republic ahead of the Netherlands, ahead of Belgium for those teams on 8, looking for the best of the rest. There is a risk, of course, with an 8 penalty discard that Sweden could be part of that conversation. They certainly don't want it to be the case. It is exceptionally simple what happens next. The last rider is Liam Nilsson, Ulla Bella-Hastak. The USA know that they've done all they can. They've delivered a 0 score, put the pressure on Sweden and said, let's make it simple for you. Go and jump a clear round and then you can have a jump off with us. Pick up even a single time penalty and the USA will fly home victorious. I'm sure there are plenty in Sweden and plenty in the USA that will be sat nervously watching on with an interest in this. Good luck, Liam Nilsson. He's ridden in 3 European Championships, twice at junior level, just shy of the top 10 this year with Ola Hastek individually. It's a massive, massive round under the pressure of knowing that you have to deliver the clear. Very smooth through the combination. He is doing everything he needs to. He is having to take a bit of a hold, though, trying to balance up coming into this double. And he's had the final part of the double down. The USA have won the Nations Cup for the juniors. Your heart goes out to Liam. He was doing everything he could to ride a clear. He was trying so hard, but at the end of it all, the fence goes down and the score is 4. So congratulations to the United States of America, to Team USA, to their chef d'equipe, Anne Krasinski, and to Clara Prop, Avery Griffin, Alexa Elilinelli, and Elsie Stevens here today, who between the 4 of them have delivered that wonderful victory for the USA. The first time they've won this title since 2021, but they have certainly made the journey from the USA very, very much worthwhile. Should add in congratulations as well for Reese Mona, who was the 5th rider as part of that squad. What a brilliant, brilliant end it has been. It has gone down to the wire on every single occasion, and these young jockeys, whether they be children, ponies, young riders, or the juniors, there is an immense amount of talent in our sport. They've got some wonderful horses and ponies, but the talent in the saddle is really heartening for the future. And the way they've been able to deal with these moments where they've really had to make sure they perform for their team. They don't want to let their team down, and I don't think anybody over the course of the entire show has ever done that. They've all been wonderful ambassadors for both their teams and for our sport, and it's been a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to enjoy. But well done, really pleased. 4 different nations winning on the final day as well. We've seen the Dutch win the children's this morning, Great Britain win the ponies, we've seen Belgium win the young riders, and Team USA take this title here in the juniors. So what an amazing day. Sweden of course takes second, and the Czech Republic do stand on the podium in third, so very pleased for them as well. Well, looking forward to another season of youth next year, of course, and so much more coming your way live on FEI TV. Thank you. I'll leave you with the awards and presentations, and yeah, it's been an absolute delight to watch this unfold over these last 4 days, but a massive well done to Team USA, to Clara Prop, Avery Griffin, Alexa Linglelli, and Elsie Stevens here today. Stars they certainly are. Well done. Safe trip, safe journey, safe riding, whatever you're doing. We'll look forward to the next time we're together with you live here on FEI TV. I'll leave you with the presentation.
Dames en heren, de prijsuitreiking van de finale van de landenprijs voor de junioren. Prize giving, ladies and gentlemen, with a great win for Team the United States. Dames en heren, ladies and gentlemen, the prize giving of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Final for Juniors 2024. As it is a tradition, it is a podium presentation, starting with a team ending in third position. Het brons in deze finale, the team with Shift Ekip, Zuzana Zerenkova, and well following riders, following strong combinations, Laura Niamavo and Albert Picharik, as well as Katerina Bubakova, Vanessa Ingrid Pechina, and Rosalie Picharova. Team the Czech Republic in third place. De tweede plaats. In second place, ladies and gentlemen, the team with Shiv Dikip, Hendrik Laner, en Karel Hugo Westergren, Lynn Arvidsson, Mathilda Hansson, Liam Nielsen en Alicia Svensson. Team Sweden. But what a moment! What a moment! The champions of the 2024 FEI Jumping Nations Cup Final for juniors here at Azelhof Horse Events. The team with Shiv Ekip, Anna Korzinski, and Clara Prop, Avery Griffin, Alexa Lekmili, Lee Stevens, and Reese Myrna. Team the United States! What a moment! What a victory! What a victory for the American team in the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Final. It is a prize giving of a Nations Cup Final, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to ask you to please be upstanding for the national anthem of our winning country, for the United States of America. Gaat u met z'n allen staan alsjeblieft. En kijkt u richting het grote scherm voor het nationale volkslied van de Verenigde Staten. Please all rise and face the flag. United States, de Verenigde Staten van Amerika. Een plezier om de heer René Biardon te mogen uitnodigen als vertegenwoordiger van de Internationale Ruitersportfederatie. FEI representative Mr. René Biardon is stepping forward to congratulate a beautiful podium. Representative of the FEI of the Fédération Équestre Internationale with a beautiful trophy for our winning team. Team the United States with Clara Prop, Avery Griffin, Alexa Legnili, Elisa Stevens, and Reese Myrna, and chef d'équipe Anna Kurczynski. What a moment! What a victory for the American team in the 2024 FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Final. Beautiful picture with representative of the FEI, Mr. René Biardon. Next, I would like to invite the members of the organizing committee, de leden van het organiserend comité, die stappen naar voren, die treden richting ons podium. De familie Hazenbroek, members of the organizing committee, congratulating our team ending in third place. The Czech Republic, with chef d'équipe Zuzana Zelinkova and Laura Namanavo, also Albert Picharik, as well as Katerina Bubakova and Vanessa Gripachina and Rosalie Pichtrova, Team Czech Republic, ending in third place. Second is Team Sweden, also receiving congratulations from the Hazenbroek family, the organizing committee of this FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Final. Team Sweden, with chef d'équipe Hendrik Lanner and Karel Hugo Westergren, as well as Lynn Arvidsson, as well as Matilda Hansson, Liam Nilsson, and Alicia Svensson in second. And our winning team, what a moment! Beautiful picture in front of the stage. Our members of the organizing committee and our FEI representative, Mr. René Biardon. And on top of the podium, Clara Prop, Avery Griffin, Alexa Legnili, Elisa Stevens, and Reese Myrna with chef d'équipe Anna Kurczynski, Team the United States. Beautiful moments in the prize giving of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Final for juniors. Then we would like to ask our second and third place team to please return to their horses. Team Sweden and Team the Czech Republic, please return to your horses because it's time for the champagne shower for our winning team. And look at those bottles. Look at those bottles going up and down. The American team, they know how to ride, they know how to drink, and they know how to pop a bottle. Team the United States winning the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Final for Juniors 2024. There we go. Beautiful moments. A moment for the history books of Hazelhoff Horse events. For the history books of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth. Wat een finale dag. Wat een week. What a culmination of the 2024 FEI Jumping Nations Cups Youth here at Hazelhoff Horse Events. De finale voor de junioren. With Team the Czech Republic in third place on the bronze position. Sweden in second. But it is the American team crowning themselves champion of the 2024 FEI Jumping Nations Cup Junior Final here in Lier. And we are ready to conclude this week with a sensational lap of honor led in by Clara Prop, Avery Griffin, Alexia Legnili, Elisa Stevens, Reese Myrna. Ladies and gentlemen, your winning team, Team the United States. the champions team, the United States. Sweden in second, and the Czech Republic in third place. Winnende team, de Verenigde Staten van Amerika, the United States. En dit was het, dames en heren. Dit was het voor de finales voor de FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Finals 2024. What a final, what a culmination, what a week here at Azelov Force Events. Thank you for joining us. Dankjewel dat u bij ons was, dames en heren. Bij leven en welzijn. Heel graag tot de volgende keer. Dit waren de finales van de FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth. This, ladies and gentlemen, was a 2024 edition. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being part of the story of Azelov Force Events and our history books. This was the 2024 edition of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth here at Azelov in Lier.